Mic check. Okay, so I've got some interesting stuff to talk about today. Birds aren't real. So I heard this and it was interesting because apparently it's a big conspiracy. Birds aren't real. Like what is this, People believe that birds are like drones, like government issued, the eyes are video recorders and they're all designed to basically spy on us, right? And I was so intrigued by this. How I perceive reality as this our eyes are like recorders. I mean, why is it so hard to believe? Think about how the eye works. Like literally, the eye is designed to I'm sure we base our cameras, our video making equipment off of the eye. And my theory here is that there's a really futuristic technology being reflected into this reality, into this dimension, this virtual reality. And it is making us perceive things through our video recorders, okay? So, with this theory, can you see how this strange concept that birds aren't real is circling around, flying around? Birds aren't real. Nothing's real. What is real? What is reality? In the Matrix, Morpheus, he says the most beautiful thing to Neo in the very beginning. He says, define what's real. What you can taste, what you can feel, what you can see. Then real is simply electrical signals being interpreted by your brain. That's what we're saying. That's how we're defining reality. We're defining reality based on electrical signals that our brain receives. That's how we define reality, okay? Which is interesting because then that means everything is electric. This is an electric universe, which is also very interesting because we're also beings of light. Everything in reality is a reflection of some sort of light, or else we wouldn't be able to see it. So, what is reality? What are birds real? Like, is anything real? Are you real? Is this real? Are we in a dream? There's so many interesting theories I have that we all have on what's going on here. And I would like to kind of break it down into the concept of ants. So think of how ants work. There's a bazillion of them, right? And they all have these like little antenna things that tell them, just like even dogs, they have whiskers, and animals have this sixth sense to sense danger when it comes. What is that? How do you define that in reality? How do you define how ants work together, how bees work together? How do you define that as reality? What kind of intelligence is that? Is this a program? Is this a virtual reality where our environment is sending signals about what's going on? Are we constantly receiving a signal because we are a signal? We are a electric being that is sending an energy out to receive. Like, it's a constant give and take. Really interesting thing going on here. So I perceive this as there's this it's the first video I made. It's called Synchronicity. Are you seeing numbers, repeated numbers, 1111, right? Synchronicities are codes, matrix codes, okay? They're matrix codes that are being sent to you. These signals are because you are on a molecular level a connection to a geometrical pattern, let's say. So these beautiful images that we love to look at, they're very trippy, right? Real trippy images of like what we like to see on tapestry, or if you look into the microscope at a snowflake, or if you look in, this geometrical pattern that we see is the interconnectedness of all things, because everything is connected on this level. The level which we're perceiving at is a very small lens, like on the electromagnetic spectrum. I repeat this so much. On the electromagnetic spectrum, there's so much beyond what we can see with our physical eyes, our video recorders. Okay? So, whatever the birds may be recording and spying on you for, you know, it's because on some level here there is some higher dimensional, higher level, higher government that is doing an experiment or checking in on its data, right? Because at that core, in the core somewhere, we know this. In the core, we have an understanding that this is an experiment, this is an experience, and everything's connected. So those two words even are connected, right? And at some point it will expire, which is another word that connects, you know? And another quote from the Matrix, almost quote, Morpheus goes on to say, what you have felt your entire life, that something is wrong with the world. That you don't know what, but you know it's there. Like you feel it. There's something off. There's something off about the world. Like you just know it. You know it. So when you hear like really interesting deep stuff, or you watch a movie, a mystery, or something, you know, you just know it. You feel it. You know it. This is the matrix, the codes, the synchronicities revealing themselves to you. This is where Neo sees the matrix because he believes, he lets go of the illusions that we're creating with our video recorder receptors, and our emotions, you know, are also like little portals that bring in ways to interpret our environment, our reality. So is reality real becomes I think it's called a redundant statement, or, you know, is reality real? Well, when Morpheus broke it down so poetically beautiful and said, well, what is reality? What you perceive through electrical signals? So what's real? What is real? We are now at a time where science is about to blow our minds. We are about to expand our consciousness to abilities and ways, avenues that we didn't even know were possible because we're in a virtual reality. Basically, the crazies have came out, and the more that we come out, the more that the collective belief is going to have to adapt, because the world is full of majority followers. Just in general, there's less leaders, more followers. So if if many people are coming out and explaining that there's a multidimensional experience playing out in front of us, a futuristic virtual reality that everything's connected and speaking to you in codes, and everyone's breaking it down so beautifully and perfectly that it just becomes uneasy to understand, and it becomes the in thing, the cool thing to do, right? Cool vibes. Like you see everybody's like starting to learn about chakras and vibes and energy, and people are starting to be more open to this because of the shift that we're going through. We're leaving the old behind. It's a new time. It's a new era. It's a new energy. The old age, the age of Pisces, literally was before Saturn and Jupiter went conjunct on December 21st, 2020. The energy of Jupiter and Saturn was in energy of earth signs. So the earth signs for hundreds of years, I think thousands, I can't really remember, but for way before I was born, everything that we see in our reality, our matrix, everything we're projecting in our matrix has been of earth, material. Earth is material, what you can tangibly touch, okay? And for all of time, pretty much at this point, it's been expressed. Reality has been expressed through materialism, what you can physically talk about, feel, see, and touch, right? Well, now we are in my element. I love this element, air. This airy element where thoughts, okay, thoughts, insight, and the future, progress, technology, beyond the physical. This is air. We're going up. We're going up. We're going from the earth to the higher, the airy place, right? And in that, we're going to produce a lot of things that were very unfamiliar in the physical age or the era where there was a lot of material. We're going to be able to bring our thoughts to physical form, let's say. I don't even want to call it physical form. We're going to be able to bring our thoughts into reality, unlike the way that we've done before. So with that, we need to realize that with the material age, with the age of the earth signs, we were trying to explain away a lot of things that are already perfectly harmonious as they are. Like, for example, we're trying to cure and go against natural order. We're trying to act as if organic matter is not already perfect. Like, the seasons already know what to do themselves. Organic matter is like fine where it is. We need to leave it alone. Like, we need to stop trying to cure and like diagnose and mess with everything. Like, everything's fine. We are in a good place. So what I see happening here is, as a collective, if we want to start realizing what is going on here, we have to start with the programs, because we're entering the time of the mind. And in your mind, that's where the programs reside. And we have to deprogram, because from an early age, when we were very organic and natural and free, we were programmed from the beginning with all these different state of mindsets. And our minds were being set to perceive reality a very particular way. We're very beautiful beings capable of a lot. We just have to expand. We have to drop the fear, drop the illusions, drop the doubt, drop worry, literally all things that don't allow you to open your mind and to free yourself. So anxiety, stress, even overly planning or planning too far into like, you don't know what the heck's going to happen next year. Like, really, it's about being here, being present, being in the moment. Real reality is in the moment. The matrix is a projection of, it's like if you're in a video game, right? And you're running through the video game and you're just playing the video game because you're told to play, this is how it's supposed to be played, and this is how you get like da 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 da. But it's like turning around and like going another way, like realizing you have the freedom to do whatever you want. Like, it's not such a structured way that you have to live like your neighbors do or like everyone else does. Like, this is a time to start materializing your thoughts and creating a reality that is more fit, more up to your speed. We have to trust that everything is provided. We have to trust in the universal consciousness that is already perfect. Remember, you look in the microscope and you see a snowflake, and it's a perfect geometrical pattern. Ants perfectly understand their environment. Deer have a sense that the predator's on, its ass, or everything's already perfect. Snow comes when it needs, the summer comes, it rains when it's supposed to. Like, everything is in harmony except for us. Like, we are the ones that are the cancer. It's time to start programming our thoughts. And the way that I do this for myself that works really well, first I had to go through the darkness. I had to face the darkness. That one, I believed in the biggest lie ever, that my entire world, my entire belief, my entire reality was false. You have to drop that. That's hard. That's hard to face. It's hard to face everything you ever built was a lie. And a lot of people right there are going to take the blue pill and run. They're not going to be able to accept that. They're not going to be able to accept this as truth because most people, a lot of people are so comfortable living in their illusions that they're not ready to come up into these higher dimensions, these other places. But guys, it is a much better experience to know what's actually going on here and to be free. You don't want to be a slave to anyone's programs, anyone's experiments, or whatever's going on. Let's say the birds are recording you, right? Well, what are they recording you doing? Like, are they recording you being free? Or are they recording you being a slave? Are they recording you being angry? Are they recording you to see if you can tap into these things? Like, what's the purpose of them recording you? You know what I mean? Like, what's the matter? Like, I don't know. That for me, I can't get upset or like I used to, for surely. There's a part of waking up where you get so caught up in some of these rabbit holes that when you hear, birds could be recorders and you believe it, that becomes a serious problem. Like, oh my God, like these parts of your reality have to come down. The tower must fall. This is the tower in the tarot deck. The tower must fall so you can see past the illusion and you can awaken yourself to realize that you are free and you don't have to worry and fear and be in doubt of anything because everything's provided right now. Worry about this moment only. Don't worry about next week, next month, next year, blah, blah, blah. Create plans, but be okay for them to fail. Be okay with things changing. Be okay with the new world that's coming, regardless of if you're ready or not. Be open to these changes because each little win you have, each baby step you take towards this new reality, this consciousness, this oneness, this greatest version of yourself is worth congratulating yourself, is worth being proud of, being grateful. Like each little, sometimes you're going to take 3 steps forward and then you're going to take a step back and then 3 more steps forward and a step back. But you know what? You're still trying. You're still going. That's the thing. Don't stop. Like this is a continuous thing here. We are progressing. We are spiraling through this portal into the future, right? And we're doing it collectively, but we're doing it individually as well. There's a collective thing going on here and an individual thing going on here. So trust that your guidance and where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. There's so many levels. There's so many people that are so much smarter than me. There's so many people that have, so much more knowledge than me and they seem so much further. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know enough. And it's like, how? Like, what am I supposed to do about that? I'm where I am. You're where you are. And we are all in this together. So try today to make a step forward. Wherever you are, you can improve. And that's how we are going to get progress. This is how we're going to bring our thoughts into material. Because you're going to progress, I'm going to progress, and those other people are going to progress. And we're going to keep going until we enter a reality where, let's say we're being controlled, we're free. We don't have to be controlled or whatever, Reality is, your perception is how you shape your reality. So we have to start perceiving and programming our minds into a better reality. Speak light into yourself. Sometimes when you're being negative or you're being low vibrational, and when you get in your car, talk to yourself. Pep talk yourself out of this. Like, I have to pep talk myself all the time. I'm a very private person. I kind of like talking to myself. I like working things out with my mental. And, sometimes, if you notice you're going down this dark place, you're going into this dark place, you're going to have to no, I'm not going there. I'm going to stay positive. I'm the light. I am a light. I am shining bright. I will not let the darkness in. I will not go the wrong way. I will not feed into negativity. I will not feed into the drama. I will refuse some of my addictions. You know what I'm saying? I will cut back. I will not overspend. You're going to have to tell yourself this until you reprogram your mind, because you're probably in a place where you've overindulged to an extent, right? Which is another video. So basically you have to go through the darkness to see the light. So is reality real? There's nothing to fear. That's the biggest thing here. Nothing should be feared. So if reality isn't real, or is real, or birds are watching us, or whatever, who cares? Just be free and experience this world. Experience the multitude of things that you can do and tap into here. Don't limit yourself. Expand your mind and open your heart, and take off your shoes and be willing to try something new and to turn your negativity into something positive. So that's what I have on that. Yeah. So hope that made some sense. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And drop the fear. Fear is an illusion. The Matrix, it's all an illusion. It's all not real. So are birds real? Nothing is. Nothing is. Just have faith in the fact that this all could be an illusion and could all be gone tomorrow. Be open to that. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye.